Hey, what's up guys? It's Paige. Welcome back to archiTALKS, which is my channel where I talk to you about architecture school and advice. I have got my coffee here today, so I am ready for a more sit-down talking type of video rather than a vlog. And I've just been getting so many questions on my channel in the comments. I'm looking at them right now. And I did want to film this more professionally with my big camera and everything, but I honestly just don't have the time. And if I had the option to either make these videos with like my iPhone a little bit lower quality or to not make them at all, I would definitely choose making them lower quality because I know that you guys are appreciating them because of the comments I am receiving. So if it comes down to it, I just want to make the video. So I apologize that these videos aren't filmed with my big camera and super well edited and really clear like the ones on my main channel, but my main channel is more of my business and I just don't have the time with architecture school to also edit these videos. So I really hope you don't mind. It's not that I don't like value you guys or your time. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos, and I do think that I wish that they could be better quality, but we're gonna work with what we got. So let's just jump right into it. I want to answer this question today that I got from Ilily Tajin. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name right. It's a lovely name. But I received a bunch of questions from her about thesis, and I thought I would talk about them. So let's get right into it. And she's asking about how thesis works, the research and everything for my architecture thesis. So I'm gonna go through her questions one by one. First of all, she asks, first of all, thank you for your question. And she says, is there some guideline, not necessarily a timeline, but it could be, you follow as you work on your thesis? Especially when you research, did you take notes on everything you read? Oh, that's the second question. Okay, so as far as the timeline goes, so my program is 3/4 long, and we did kind of have a timeline. It's kind of the same for all the studios. The first quarter is like the research timeline. The second is kind of like design development, and then the third quarter is really like a lot of final production drawings, final everything. Now, this doesn't mean that there isn't still designing going on into the third quarter, which I have asked my teacher to clarify. Like, we can still design, but a lot of the design work is happening right now. So that's kind of the timeline. But we kind of take it as we go. Some classes do work differently. I know one studio is like very ahead with their design, so that they have more time to produce and more time to alter it, but for our studio, it's kind of always working. We didn't design too much into the first quarter, but some people did if it was suitable for their project. So that's the answer to that question. And then her other question was, especially when you did research, did you take notes on everything that you read? Did you read books and articles from cover to cover? And how did you use the information? Like, do you write about it or put it in your final presentation somehow? So yes, I did read a lot. Did I read everything from cover to cover? Hell no, that would take so much time. And I find that a lot of articles and books, really you don't need to read all of them because there's no way that the entire book is super relevant to your thesis. So a lot of times I would just read one article or one chapter from a book. That doesn't necessarily mean it's short. It can be like, I don't know, 30, 40 pages can still be like one section, but I would read the whole thing. I did take notes. I took them all in my sketchbook by hand because I am not the kind of person who takes notes very well on the computer. Like, I can do it, but I find that one, I remember the notes better if I write them down, and two, like, I just like having them tangible, like, and access in my hands, and I don't like reading off of the computer screen when I'm like going back and reviewing the notes. So I do have them all in my sketchbook. But as I was reading, I was making a bibliography digitally on my computer, and I'm still doing that. I still update it because it's very important that at the end of the year I have a list of all my sources from everything I've learned. And she asked, do we write about it? Like, how do I use the information? So first of all, just learning the information is always in your head, and it's great because it contributes to a lot of the thoughts that you have coming up during thesis. I also did have to write about it. We had to do weekly writings of like 300 words minimum that we would write about the texts, and these were pretty basic writings. It was a lot of like just kind of restating what you've learned, so it kind of enforced in your brain and kind of how it relates to my thesis project and all of that. And then we had to do some kind of like cohesive writing too, where we kind of like gathered all of our thoughts from everything we'd read and put it into some like reflective statements. And Personally, I'm not a great writer, but I find that when a teacher requires you to sit back and reflect on what you're doing, so I have put all those writings and bibliography into my thesis book, or my thesis prospectus, which is kind of like a digital compilation of everything I read, wrote, created, reference images, models, drawings. Everything I did is in this book I can flip through, and I'm still compiling it, and at the end of the year we will print it out and bind it and have it to show for all the work we did throughout the year. So that's what I did. I'm just gonna look and see if I missed anything. Yeah, basically those are the details and process of doing a thesis. My school, I should add, also has like shows that we are required to do. So we had the abstract show where we did like an abstract drawing or model that talked about our thesis. We had a section in early March. We will have a show that kind of just checks how we're doing, like, are we on the right track, or do we really need to step up the game for finishing the end of the year? So that will be soon, so I really got to produce a lot before then. And other than that, we have the final show at the end of the year, which is where everyone shows their projects together. And then we also have shows individually with our students, which are not really shows, they're more like reviews, but we have those within our studios, and teachers come in and critique our work and give us feedback. So that's really all I can think of to share with you guys. If you have more questions, leave them down below. I will be sure to answer them. And on the topic of thesis, you can put them below, or anything else too. I will always comment back as thoroughly as I can. And if I want to make more about it or talk more about it, I will make a video about it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you are not already, please join in on my architecture community here at archiTALKS if you are looking for more advice videos or anything about architecture school. And please share this video with all of your architecture loving friends. I'd love to have you guys here, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye!